Hi everyone, it's Mike here. Don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Buongiorno everybody. It's Thursday morning and I'm on my way through to Mum and Dad, take them both or one of them, either, shopping as per norm. The sun's out today, it's stopped raining for a change, but then again last night we did have another horrible storm of high winds and rain until the very wee small hours of the morning. I was still awake at 22:03 this morning, listening to the sounds of the wind whistling around the house last night. So finally kind of drifted off and then got up a little bit late this morning, so I didn't get up until just after 8 o'clock, so I'm running a tad bit late, but not late enough that it's going to affect me getting to Mum and Dad's at the normal time. So today we're going, or hopefully going, to a new supermarket for us, one that's it's in the opposite direction to the ones we're normally going, so it's over to Mum's and then further past. So stupid woman's just pulled out and then just stopped in the middle of the road. Anyway, so it's further past, and we've never been to this supermarket before, so this is going to be a nice one, a bit of a change for us today. Sorry, she's just slowly crawled up the road and then just pulled in on the left without indicating. Some people. Anyway, I will catch you in a bit. So it's Tuesday morning, 17th of March. So the last couple of days we've been working really well in the office. Mondays are normally admin days anyway, where we sit and go through emails, website orders, that kind of stuff. But yesterday was a little bit different. We were kind of contingency planning. Because the country's pretty much in lockdown at the moment, the European borders have all been closed now, which basically means that there's going to be nobody in and out of the country for the next 30 days at least. So we're effectively a shut-off island, and also movements are restricted within the UK. Not to the extent that they are in places like Italy and Spain, where curfews and that kind of stuff have been put in place. We're still free to move around, but the over 70s have been advised to stay at home and not go out unless extremely necessary for essentials like picking up prescriptions, pills, and maybe bits of shopping. Apart from that, they're supposed to stay at home. I had a long conversation with Dad yesterday about them coming to moving over here for the time being, because the over 70s have been advised to isolate themselves for up to 12 weeks, which is 3 months. That's a long, long time. But being the independent, stubborn people that they are, they want to stay at home for at least the next fortnight. So that's fine by me. It just means that I will take their shopping to them and keep in close contact with mum and dad via Facebook and the telephone. If they need anything, I'll just go and take it down to them. If I just need to leave it outside the front door so they can pick up and take in, then so much, that's what we have to do. But mum and dad have got a conservatory on the back of the house, so I could take the shopping into the conservatory, put it down, which is independent, round the back, and there's a door on the side and into the house, so I could put everything in the conservatory if it was like raining or whatever, and then talk to them through the glass if it has to get that far, but I don't really think it does do, but at this stage anyway. So that's pretty much like the situation at the minute. They want to stay at home, so we'll continue to strip down, and once we've got things in place, this room will just empty. We have to get the other room sorted first before we can move out of this one. So, it won't take long to pick things up and just carry them through into the next room. So it really won't take long to do. As soon as we know that they need to come, then or that they want to come, then that's fine. But we'll see how going over, a couple of days a week. Ian said that he will take it in turn, so both don't have to go. It's not just me going every day. Ian said that we'll take it in turn, so I go one time and then he goes the next time. Not that I mind going, of course, but just to ease things and share the burden, if you like. Not that my parents are a burden, but you know what I mean. So we kind of sat down and did contingency planning, but also because Ian gets most of his revenue from going out to do the steampunk events and steampunk fairs and shows all over the country, those will they're starting to be cancelled and closed for the next few months, which means that he's going to have no income coming in. So we've tried to find alternative ways of him boosting sales through his website and that kind of stuff. So you may also see some stuff from Ian happening on my YouTube channel over the next month or two. He's had a few ideas that he wants to have a go at, and I've suggested a few ideas that he can have a go at. So he may start appearing a little bit more frequently on my YouTube channel as a contributor or collaborator, if you like. So that'll be fun. So it's just going to be a case of watch this space. Hello, little fella. No, I don't need a wash. Or do I? What a big yawn. What a big, big yawn.
Look how he's laid down.
I know.
Ready to go in the oven.
What are you doing down there? Yeah? What are you doing down there? Shall we go down to your level? How's that? So it's now Tuesday afternoon. Ian's just had a couple of visitors. So some of his friends, his steampunk friends, John and Lisa, have been over today. Well, actually, they came to see me, really. I helped John set up his website for his steampunk products that he does. He does military helmets and hats and that kind of stuff. And Lisa does vintage Victorian ladies' clothing. And they kind of set up a website last year, not really done anything with it. And with the downturn of all the shows and things that's been going on, they're wanting to boost their website and they couldn't remember how to use it. So they've just been over for an hour or two for me to refamiliarise them with how it actually works. So they've gone. So I've just spent the last kind of like hour, if you like, doing an art journal page. While I was sat talking and playing and doing bits and pieces with John and Lisa on the computer, I found an old screen snapshot of a Rennie Magritte picture of the businessman with the apple in the face, and I thought at that point, do you know what, that should have been a lemon. And that just gave rise to the entire art journal page that I've just created, which is the one that you've just seen last night. So that was like my recreation of the Rennie Magritte, I think Son of Man painting, where he has an apple, but I've put in, you know, when life gives you lemons instead, which is kind of apt for our current situation. But there you go. So yes, so I've now got to get that edited and processed and uploaded, ready for tonight. So if you're watching this on Wednesday the 18th, this was the one that you saw me create last night, Tuesday 17th. I know, it's all good stuff. So yeah, so now Ian's out with Mr. Bentley, taking him for a walk. There's been a break in the weather, so it stopped raining a little bit, so he's taking him out. When he comes back, we're going to start or decide what we're going to have for dinner, and then settle down for the evening. So that's it for today, done and dusted. So it's Wednesday morning, just before lunch, and I've just done a bit of a round robin shopping. I've been to 3 different supermarkets to try and get everything that Mum and Dad needed on their shopping list. So what I couldn't get from one, I could get from the other, etc, etc. So as I said yesterday, they've decided that they're going to stay at home until, you know, it's really necessary, and then only when they really want to, or when it's needed, they're going to come over. They're going to come and stay. So, you know, they don't want to be separated from the home. Dad doesn't want separating from his shed and his tools and that kind of stuff, and he's worried about the house being empty for obvious reasons, but you know, it's not got to the point yet where it's desperate that they come over, so we're just going to just make sure that we keep them stocked up with whatever essentials we can. Here in the UK now, most of the supermarkets are restricting items to 2 and 3 items of the same thing per shopper, if you like, or per transaction. So like 3 tins of beans, or 3 bottles of lemonade, or 3 bags of sweets, that kind of stuff, just to make sure that there's no shortages and there's enough to go around. And so nobody's allowed to panic and binge buy anymore, unless, of course, they go in multiple times throughout the day, which is just silly if they do that. But I mean, I can't help but wonder how much food is going to go to waste, or is going to get spoilt because people have bought too much. You know, like bread only lasts for so long. Even if you freeze it, people have only got limited space in the freezers, even if they've got chest freezers. But, you know, but there's been no particular shortages. I have been able to get everything, like I said, that was on Mum and Dad's shopping list, apart from plain flour and some paracetamols, because we've been advised that if you have got the virus, not to take ibuprofen or ibuprofen, or whatever it is, however it's pronounced, because it makes things worse. But it's okay to take those if you don't have the symptoms or the virus. So anyway, they've got plenty of painkillers and medication for Mum's back and that kind of stuff. So they've got plenty. They don't really need any more, thankfully. So I've done that. I've picked up a few bits and pieces for myself and Ian and Mr. Bentley. We're all safe and well for the time being. Like I said, we've been trying as best we can to try and work out contingency planning, because Ian's all the steampunk events and fairs and shows that were booked, or he was booked in for, so all the ones up to the end of May so far have now confirmed that they've been cancelled. So obviously Ian's income has been cut off, So we're working on other ways to supplement his income, and as best we can, really, just to keep going. Luckily, our outgoings aren't that high, so you know, it shouldn't be too difficult for us to be able to meet all our obligations. Financial obligations, let's just say that. I've just been driving along quietly, thinking to myself on the way back home, and I thought, well, I've been out this morning to 3 or 4 different locations to try and find all the provisions that Mum and Dad wanted, and then on the way back I thought, well, I'll stop off at the big store here called Iceland, which sells frozen foods. And I thought I'll go in and get a bag of frozen French fries, chips as we call them here in the UK, because I know where our stores are a little bit depleted. And then I just started laughing to myself because I thought I've regressed back into a hunter-gatherer. Travelling around, picking up bits and pieces from different locations for food, for self and family. So yeah, I've turned back into a caveman. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.